more, but I was happy to see the fellas taking the shots.
We just seemed to fall asunder completely in the second half. It was amazing. Kildare seemed to be very, very sharp, and just we weren't, and that was about the sum total of it.
Kevin, that was very disappointing from Mick O'Dwyer. They struggled to live with them.
Yeah, well, strange enough, in the first half, they were there or thereabouts, and the first half was quite enterprising, was quite a decent game of football, and we were all looking forward to a good second half, and then just the bottom fell out of it completely, to such an extent Wicklow didn't score until I think the 74th minute or something like that, a point from a free. From a Kildare perspective, Des, I would say, not bad. You know, they won a championship match, a tricky one. That's where, if there was a surprise this week, I would have said this was the match Wicklow might take them. They won a championship match by 7 points. They created 40 scoring chances. Now, mind you, they only converted 12, and they had a horrendous amount of wides. You know, poor composure around the goal. They're not, you know, up front, they're not that tight. I would say, in fact, the reason they were quite defensive is because Wicklow have better forwards actually than Kildare. I think is a reasonable suggestion.
Well, not when they only got 4 points.
Yeah, we look at one of the major reasons, the O'Flaherty role, why that. We'll look at that in a sec. But
Stephen Kelly again, a very good display for Wicklow on the back line, and Johnny Doyle again, a top performer.
Johnny Doyle, okay. And who did you give it to, Kevin?
Yeah, it was unanimous, Des. I mean, John Doyle was fantastic. Slipped into midfield, and you wouldn't fancy him for midfield, but he caught great ball, he covered, he scored, he worked. He's a great captain.
Oh, he's a great player.
And contrasted, lads, with the aftermath of the semi-final last year when he was disconsolate. He was in, and here we are. Like, sport moves on, and there's always life after your last game. Yeah. And he was terrific. Look at this.
But he's a great footballer.
He's just and he's striking against the breeze. He hits some great frees.
Colin Rourke said a couple of years ago that he was the best footballer in Leinster, which was a huge thing to say at that time.
I think he's absolutely right. He's so consistent the last few years.
For Kildare, I'm sure they'd love to have him around the square and to be able to afford to have him out there.
The early conundrum comes in there. He's out injured, he's gone, and now they're going to be struggling at midfield.
All right. Well done to Johnny then. Here he is with Joanne Cantwell.
Well, John, congratulations. A new role from a Kildare point of view this year for you. Well, certainly today anyway. Did you enjoy it?
I suppose when you win, it's easier to enjoy it. It's a lot of hard work out there. You know, you're trying to get back and cover and try to get forward to support the forward as well. But yeah, it's something different. I suppose I did enjoy it, a little bit more freedom out there, and you know, but as the man said, I could be back in the corner, back in the half-hour line next day, but it wasn't too bad out there.
All right, well, this afternoon's early match in Leinster featured two counties who've each won just one Leinster title in the last 65 years. Laois in 2003 and Longford back in 1968. Our men there today